Welcome back, everyone, to Parks Racing for Let's Go Racing, and it is a great pleasure, as always, to welcome in trainer Butch Reid, of course, trainer of Maximus Mischief. And Butch, you've been in this game for 35 years. We know what the goal is with Maximus Mischief. Was this the Remsen the biggest, would you call that the biggest race of your 35-year career?
Well, I don't know about that, but you know, it's like the heavyweights used to be in boxing. The 2-year-old colts is the glamour division of horse racing, so yeah, drew a lot of attention, that's for sure.
Butch, can you tell us about what your thoughts, what your feelings were as that they were loading up and getting ready to run?
Well, I tell you, in the paddock, he gave me such a good feeling because anybody who's seen him around here knows he can be a handful of horse, and he likes to raise a little hell in the paddock. But up at Aqueduct, he was perfect gentleman, stood there calmly while I put the tack on him and everything, and he was like, I got this under control, boss, don't worry about it. So I was feeling pretty good when he went out on the track.
Butch, you trained him really hard for this race, and you told me that when you had to go send out for another girth, tell people what's up with that.
Well, yeah, I mean, he is a big horse, and he's been all the way along, but I mean, I really trained him hard for this race. Anybody who watched it, he had 3 good, strong breezes and good mile-and-a-half gallops with even a blowout almost every day on it, and he's actually put weight on with all that, which is a really good sign. So, yeah, the Val came out with an attack, and I couldn't get it halfway around him, so we had to send him back for a little bigger girth. So he's a 2X like me, I think. Yeah.
So 2019, he's going to go to Florida here shortly. We know what the long-range goal is, but what's the plan to get there?
Well, we're actually in the midst of making arrangements right now. Okay. We hope to get him down there in the next 2 weeks, and you know, depending on how things go, get him down there. Give him a chance to get acclimated to the weather and stuff, and you know, they have a nice series of 3 prep races going up to the race. I doubt that we'll use all 3 of them, maybe just 2, but that's all to be determined depending on how he gets down there and how he acts when we get there.
So we're talking some combination of the Holy Bull, which is early February, the Fountain of Youth, which is early March, and the Florida Derby, which is the last Saturday.
Exactly. Now that we've got him around 2 turns and going to 1.125 miles, we're not going back any shorter anymore from here on out. So all those races will be 2-turn races. It's just a matter of which couple we decide to use.
But you had a lot of hurdles to clear, as you know, from here at Parks with 2 very easy wins, the graded company, the 2 turns, the shipping, the new track. He cleared every single one in flying colors.
Yeah, and did it, you know, obviously with alacrity. But and the one part I was hoping for is that the track's been kind of dead and deep here at Parks, and I said, well, when we get up there to Aqueduct, he's just going to skip over that track. But we got up there, and the track may even have been slower than the track here. So to you know, to get a 1.125 first time around 2 turns and do that is quite an accomplishment for the horse.
Was he blown a little bit when he came back? I know at very deep stretch he flipped back to the inside lead. Was he getting I mean, not that it's okay. Was he getting a little bit tired at the end?
I'm sure he was, and he actually had a good day's rest the next day after the race. He was pretty tired, but you know, his breathing sounded clear, no coughing or anything like that. And actually, a couple of observers thought that he was kind of clocking a tire track coming to the wire, and that's why he switched leads the extra time. But I'm sure it was a tough race on him. I'm sure he'll get a ton out of that.
Butch, he's a big, strong horse. You've had a lot of 2-year-olds into 3. What's your sense of what he'll be like in 3-4 months down the road?
Well, I hope he's not a whole lot bigger, you know, but you know, he's about maxed out in size-wise. But you know, his body's going to mature and harden up for him, just like the natural course of you know, the process with a young horse. And the main thing is mentally, and he's already stepped forward mentally in leaps and bounds with that race the other day. So I think mentally he'll get his mind even more on business than it's been so far.
You've been in big races, you've won grade 1s. To just have a horse with a chance at the biggest race we have, the Kentucky Derby, what's that like?
Well, it's unbelievable. You know, the excitement. Actually, my voice is already going from all the discussions we've had the last couple of days. But you know, it's exciting. As I said, this is the glamour division, and everybody wants to be around and be a part of it. And it's just great for the owners and my family. My wife Ginny and Whitney are just doing backflips over this. So it's very exciting.
But I talked to my wife Kelly about it. You got a horse like this, and I mean, you got to go to bed at night thinking about Maximus Mischief. You got to get up in the morning thinking about Maximus Mischief. Is he on your mind like 99% of the time right now?
Pretty much, yeah. You know, just running things through your mind. Have I covered all my bases? Is everything where we want it? And what's it going to look like in the future? But fortunately, I've got a good staff around me with the guys at the barn, and the owners are great guys. They just want to, they're really enjoying themselves. So it's great for everybody involved. involved.
Well, Butchie, we are on the bandwagon. We are along for the ride. You keep taking us there, buddy, and we wish you the very best, and best of luck when you get to Florida.
Well, thanks. We'll keep on trying.
You got it.
Yep.